Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, subscribe for all the tea. Okay, Pamela Anderson finally spoke, and what she said about Meghan Markle allegedly copying her cooking show? Not what you expected. Andy Cohen straight up asked her on Watch What Happens Live, on a scale from 1 to 10, how much of a ripoff did you feel like With Love Meghan was? And Pamela, she said 1. 1, y'all. But wait, her producer said something completely different. He said they take pride in planting the first seeds, and it's a compliment to see their work resonate so strongly. That's shade wrapped in a compliment. And Martha Stewart, baby, she threw shots. She said about Meghan, I hope she knows what she's talking about. The disrespect. So grab your tea because this drama is piping hot. So let's break down what started this mess. February 24th, Pamela Anderson drops Pamela's Cooking with Love on Prime Video. 1 week later, Meghan drops With Love Meghan on Netflix. And people started noticing things, y'all. The titles? Almost identical. Both have love in them, both are cooking shows with celebrity guests, both filmed in gardens, both showing them picking fresh produce. Royal expert Neil Sean went viral with his YouTube video where he called it a frame-for-frame copy. Frame for frame. He literally put clips side by side. Meghan high-fiving a guest, Pamela high-fiving a guest. Meghan in the garden, Pamela in the garden. And get this, in Pamela's trailer, she says, I love to cook. I just have always wanted to take things to another level. Meghan in her trailer, I've always loved taking something pretty ordinary and elevating it. Elevating? Another level? Come on now. One fan on Twitter said, Pamela is highlighting the people with talent that she is eager to learn from. Markle is hijacking the talent of others and passing it off as all her own ideas. Another person wrote, Pamela has something Meghan doesn't. Authenticity. Authenticity. Remember that word because Martha Stewart's about to bring it up. And here's the kicker. Pamela's show was filmed in the summer of 2023. While Meghan's was filmed later. So who was copying who? The timeline speaks for itself. So August 3rd, 2025, Pamela Anderson sits down with Andy Cohen for Watch What Happens Live. They're playing Plead the Fifth, and Andy goes, there. He asks her to rate on a scale of 1 to 10 how much of a ripoff Meghan's show was. And Pamela, she looked surprised, like genuinely shocked by the question. She said 1, meaning not a ripoff at all. Andy pressed her, like, 1? Really? And Pamela, bless her heart, said, no, I didn't really look, but I didn't invent cooking shows. She's just doing her thing. She's just doing her thing. Can you imagine being that unbothered, that gracious, while the internet is in flames defending you? But here's where it gets interesting. Jesse Fawcett, Pamela's co-producer, had already spoken to the Daily Mail back in March, and his response? Different energy completely. He said, we take pride in planting the first seeds, creating original, distinctive programming that audiences love, and it's a compliment to see our work with Miss Anderson resonate so strongly. Y'all catch that? First seeds? Original? That's professional shade. That's saying we did it first and better without saying it. And Neil Sean's very well-placed source said Pamela is actually delighted because this whole controversy has been an injection back into Pamela's brand, the publicity she could have only dreamed about. Now let's talk about why this really matters, because Meghan's show, it flopped, y'all. Flopped. With Love Meghan has a 2.7 out of 10 on IMDb. 2.7. Meanwhile, Pamela's show, 9.8 out of 10. 9.8. That's not just winning, that's demolishing. The reviews from Meghan's show were brutal. The Independent called it queasy and exhausting. The Guardian said it was gormless lifestyle filler and so pointless it might be the Sussexes' last TV show. The Telegraph gave it 2 stars and called it insane and an exercise in narcissism. Variety said watching it was like a forced march. A forced march, y'all. British broadcaster Helena Chard told Fox News the show appears mundane and lacks wow factor, and said Meghan seems eager to play the altruistic, kind soul, but it is a tad smarmy. Smarmy! She said, "My toes are curling. This is so cringy and not fun at all. It feels too staged and the tips and tricks are far too basic." And get this, the show came in on the lower end of Netflix's most watched shows in 2025. It even came in behind reruns of Suits. Her old show from years ago is doing better than her new show. Meanwhile, reports are saying Harry and Meghan's Netflix deal expires in September and won't be renewed. Their multi-million-dollar deal done. But wait, it gets messier because Martha Stewart decided to weigh in, and baby, she did not come to play. When Yahoo Lifestyle asked Martha about Meghan entering the lifestyle space, she said, and I quote, "Meghan, I don't really know very well, and I hope she knows what she's talking about." I hope she knows what she's talking about. Martha said that with her whole chest. She continued, "Authenticity to me is everything, and to be authentic and knowledgeable about your subject matter is extremely important." Translation, this girl better not be faking it. Martha basically said, don't just put your name on a jar of honey and call yourself an expert. But when they asked about Gwyneth Paltrow, completely different energy. Martha said, "Gwyneth has been very successful. She created quite an interesting body of businesses. She won an Oscar, for heaven's sake, as an actress. She's pretty powerful." The shade. Praising Gwyneth to the heavens while basically saying Meghan needs to prove herself? That's Martha Stewart-level subtle destruction. And Martha's been in this game for 6 decades. She walked so everyone else could run. When Martha speaks, the lifestyle industry listens. Now, Gwyneth Paltrow tried to stay above the drama, but even she got dragged into this mess. Earlier this year, there were rumors that Gwyneth and Meghan were feuding over their competing lifestyle brands. But Gwyneth shut it down in the most Gwyneth way possible. She posted an Instagram story where someone asked about the drama, and she panned the camera to show Meghan at her kitchen table, eating pie and shrugging. It was supposed to be cute and show their friends, but then in Vanity Fair, Gwyneth made this joke about trying to get through Meghan and Harry's Montecito security to deliver baked goods. She said, "Maybe I'll try to bring them a pie." And while she said supportive things like, "I think there's always more than enough to go around, and everybody deserves an attempt at everything," you could tell she was trying to stay diplomatic. She even said about Meghan's show, "I'm not overly familiar with it," which is Hollywood speak for "I haven't watched it and don't plan to." But here's the tea. Meghan was on a podcast and said she was flattered to be compared to Martha and Gwyneth. She said, "Those are incredibly successful businesswomen, so I don't take that lightly." Girl, they're not comparing you favorably, they're saying you're trying to be them. So why does this whole drama matter? Let's look at what both sides are saying and you can decide. First, people are talking about experience. Martha Stewart's been doing this for 60 years. Gwyneth spent over a decade building Goop. Pamela Anderson has been growing her own food in Vancouver for years. Meanwhile, Meghan's entering the lifestyle space after her royal exit. Some people say, good for her, trying something new. Others are asking, what are her credentials? Both sides have a point. Second, the timing has people talking. Pamela filmed her show in summer 2023, premiered February 2025. Meghan's came out 1 week later in March. Some say that's suspicious timing. Others say these shows take months to produce and plan. Could be total coincidence. What do you think? Third, let's talk about how they're both handling this. Pamela said, "I didn't invent cooking shows. She's just doing her thing." That's one way to handle it. Her producer said they're proud of creating original content. That's another take. Meanwhile, Meghan hasn't addressed it directly. Different approaches. Which one do you respect more? Fourth, this raises questions about celebrity lifestyle brands in general. Some say you need years of expertise to be authentic. Others say everyone starts somewhere and deserves a chance. Where do you stand on that? And finally, this is happening while Meghan's navigating other challenges. The Spotify deal ended, the Netflix show got mixed reviews, and now these comparisons. Some see it as a rough patch. Others see it as normal growing pains for any new venture. The ratings tell one story, Pamela at 9.8, Meghan at 2.7. But ratings aren't everything, right? Or are they? That's for you to decide. Listen, y'all, here's what I want to know. Do you think Meghan copied Pamela's show? Or is this all coincidence? And more importantly, does Meghan have what it takes to make it in the lifestyle space? Because Martha Stewart basically said, I doubt it. Pamela's being gracious, but her show is destroying Meghan's in ratings, and even Gwyneth is keeping her distance. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are you Team Pamela or Team Meghan? Or are you just here for the mess like me? And remember, Pamela Anderson proved you can have grace and still win. Her show has a 9.8 rating, while Meghan's sitting at 2.7. The numbers don't lie, but could they be fudged? If you enjoyed this tea session, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and ring that bell for more celebrity drama. Until next time,